I'm building a bot network that deploys crypto trading bots. It's been about 1 month since we started this experiment, and I put a few bots online, built a front end so that it could be seen and actually just show the results of what these bots were doing daily, weekly, and monthly. We've just crossed the $100 mark in our fourth week, so that's pretty exciting. It's nothing too crazy gains, but I mean, $100 for not doing too much, kind of just checking on the market and adjusting some parameters is pretty cool. I've really enjoyed this process because it has made me like really focus on and formalize this and feel more responsible for the results and really trying to optimize things as much as possible, make them stable, and regularly record and be very rigorous about recording profits. Starting a month ago with my first video in this series was really the first time that I stopped just working and kind of heads down. I came up and for air and actually checked on what the rest of the community was doing and started sharing what I've been doing for the last few months. And it was really cool to start to share that and actually get some feedback and some questions and also just see what other people were doing. So thank you so far for participating in that. I've received lots of feedback and questions. And actually even been recruited by multiple companies since starting this. So that's been really cool and very unexpected. I really didn't even think about that when I started. So I'll continue to improve the network and push out updates and make these video updates every week, every Friday. A lot of the questions I've received have been kind of a bit more technical and, how can we use this kind of thing. So I decided to make another series on how it's made. And these are longer, more technical videos where I go over the whole system, the architecture, and actually dive into the code. I filmed part one and part two. Part one is out, and part two will be out shortly. And you can find part one in the top right here. And I will publish part two tomorrow, Saturday, August 14th or 15th. Also, with all these questions I received on Reddit, I decided to create a new subreddit called /r/trading with bots that allows me to share my videos and the code examples and the whole community talk about and ask questions centered around how to build and implement these bots. There are other communities out there on Reddit that are somewhat like this. However, they're quite big and have become very restrictive on what you can actually post. So I thought it was useful. There was quite a few people that asked me to do it. So we chat there almost daily about these video and these bot updates. So check it out if you'd like. All right, as for the week and as for Bitcoin, honestly, it's been a little bit confusing. It's been quite different than what I expected. So let's go ahead and jump to the charts and see what happens.
All right, here we're looking at the Bitcoin daily chart. As I said before, I think that we're seeing a little bit too much gains too fast. Again, we had that 10 or 11 day series of gains, and we broke out of that that like 51,000 level Bitcoin resistance. And I think most of us who are kind of following along and understand Bitcoin and the market pretty well were expecting that. And then we saw this retracement, which again I think is expected. I expected it, but I expected it to go a little bit lower, maybe to 36,000 or so. But we got pretty close. But then I really did not expect it to continue this uptrend as it has now. And I still am expecting some retracement, maybe back down to 40,000 or 36,000. But again, I've been expecting that for over a week now. So what do I know? Unfortunately, this has led me to be quite a bit more cautious with all the bot parameters. I have restricted the RSI values, and I actually have reduced the number of bots available. So normally I have maximum amount of 3 bots available for deals, and right now it's just 2. And I changed that midweek. It's been about 3 days that it's just 2. So again, if you look at the RSI values here on the Bitcoin daily chart, you see we've been hugging 70, and 70 is kind of universally considered overbought. So I guess we're just kind of riding that as I think a lot of people, a lot of the market use that as their main overbought metric. So we're kind of just hugging that value. And again, I think that coming back down to 50 or 55 is healthy. So I'm still expecting a retracement. I want it to go back down to 50, 55. It makes things a little bit more healthy and more long term. I think ultimately it makes the altcoins more stable. And as expected, as Bitcoin has continued this stability, that's parlayed it over into Ethereum and ADA and so on and so forth. I mean, Ethereum and ADA have done this so well. And I actually have my alts here aligned in the order, roughly in the order I expect them to show strength after the one before them shows strength. So it's kind of like Bitcoin, ETH, ADA, Link, and Sol, and then down kind of one bet and comp down at the end, and comps just kind of had surges in the last couple days. So anyway, I've still just been adjusting this whole week. I adjusted the RSI daily value between 55 and 60, just depending on what had happened in the last 12 hours and what I expected to happen in the next 12 hours. It's not 70, so it's not crazy high, but I still think that 60 is high, so I'm cautious, I'm reserved. Again, you can see I only have 2 bots active right now, which is less than the 3 and cuts potential profits by, reduces it by a third. So that sucks. I hope I can increase this soon, but again, I just feel really cautious. I would love to hear any feedback on other possible deal entry parameters that anyone has ideas for. I can make those changes really quickly and easily. And also I can specify a number of bots that use those. So we can basically kind of have like dueling bots where one has this strategy, another has this strategy, and we can kind of mix and match all the different pieces. So if people give me feedback on what they would like to see, I will think about it and see how I can code it and put it in for a week or two and just see what happens. It's kind of a fun experiment, I think. So as I said, just across the board this whole week and a bit more, like 10 days, I've been real reserved and kind of dialing things back just out of fear, really. So gains were pretty low. These gains, the percentages aren't exactly perfect as they should be because I've gone from 3 bots down to 2 in these past few days, but they're pretty close. So no profits at all in the last, I think it's been 14 hours since this reset, because again, just the RSI values are so high. The weekly profits are $19. I think it's about like 1.8, 1.9% if you average the 2 bots and the 3 bots. But again, we have hit over $100 for 4 weeks. It's only $85 pictured here. But if you remember our first like week and a half, we weren't recording here. It's not in my database, so that's why it's showing that. So it's very cool. We finally hit $100. Again, I'm just like observing the market in the way that I would anyway. I'm learning about the market in the ways that I would anyway and adjusting a couple parameters, 5 minutes here or there. So $100 for that little bit of effort is pretty cool. And it's only going to get better as things get more robust and I continue to gain confidence and put more money behind this. So thanks again for watching. That's it for this week. And hopefully next week will be even better. Thanks. Bye.